We have a player who has officially broken the transfer portal in college football. Kadyn Proctor, after transferring to Iowa at the end of the year in 2023, after staying a couple of weeks, a few nights and mornings in Iowa, he decided to have a change of heart, re-enter the transfer portal, and transfer back to Alabama. This is the craziest transfer story that I've heard in all the years that the transfer portal has come into existence, because he has always flirted with the idea of playing for Iowa. During his recruiting, he committed to Iowa, and then he flipped to Alabama late during the process. And this was somebody who was a pretty good contributor for Alabama last year in their season when they lost to Michigan in the Rose Bowl. He started every single game, and he was a true freshman, and he was one of the best true freshman offensive tackle in college football last year. Now, his performance was up and down, but for Kalen DeBoer, to get him to return back to Tuscaloosa is a major pickup for you. And now he's going to help improve what should be one of the best offensive lines that Alabama has had in recent memory, because the offensive line play for Alabama the last 3-4 years under Nick Saban has been some of the worst in Nick Saban's tenure with the program. The offensive line hasn't even been a finalist for Offensive Line of the Year in a while. And with Kalen DeBoer, somebody who has a really good eye for building a really good coaching staff. You got a really good offensive line coach. You saw how good Washington's offensive line was last year. Bringing Kadyn Proctor back with some of the guys that you brought in from the portal that followed you from Washington to Alabama, and the guys that you're going to pick up in the portal, I believe that getting Kadyn Proctor back and having him start at one of those offensive tackle positions is going to get you one step closer to solidifying that offensive line as one of the better in the SEC. And for Kadyn Proctor, I mean, I wonder what was going through his mind when he told the head coach of Iowa, hey, I'm about to transfer back to Alabama. Oh, I wonder if he even told him he was going back to Alabama at all. He probably just said, hey, man, I'm hitting the portal. And, you know, maybe he got to Iowa, it wasn't what he thought, because for a while, it was a thought that he went back to Iowa because he was homesick, when maybe he just went back to Iowa because he had a better NIL package. Maybe they were willing to pay a lot more to bring him back since he's from the area. And when you're able to bring local guys to your program, it helps you out with recruiting as far as keeping in-state talent. But I could see why he would want to go back to Alabama. I mean, at Iowa, they don't really have a good history of having good offense. Yeah, they do develop pretty decent offensive linemen, but it's also Iowa. I don't really think there's too much to do in Iowa, at least compared to playing at Alabama in the Crimson Tide uniform. There's just so much things down to do in the South. And just up there playing for Iowa, it's just nothing but plains. It's a lot of rural area. I could see why he would have a change of heart and would want to go back to Alabama. But these are my thoughts on the crazy Kadyn Proctor transfers. I mean, this dude transferred from Alabama to Iowa and then transfers back from Iowa to Alabama. Crazy. I never seen somebody double dip in the transfer portal like that, where they transfer from one school to another and back to the school that they previously had transferred from. But leave your thoughts in the comment section below.